So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bear Beer Reviews. If you were watching the previous review and listening, we've just had a Three Floyds Arctic Banzer Wolf. It's going to be pretty much a boozy night for me because we've just cracked open this bottle as well. You can see we've drunk most of it, but I really wanted to get a review on camera for this. Did one of these, I think it was New Year, 2014 New Year, so 2013 into 14, and didn't really give it the praise that it probably deserved. But this is a really well sought after beer in California. This is Eclipse by 50/50 Brewing Company, and Eclipse is an imperial stout. They're all unique in the fact that they're all barrel aged in different barrels. This is a high west bourbon barrel, I believe. You can tell from the tangerine sparkly wax on the top, but they aged this beer, the Eclipse, in several different types of barrels of different spirits, and they release them all in a big wide range of different wax-topped bottles. So the idea is, I think, you pick up as many as you can and you try more. Do you know what I mean? And there's 30 or so of them. This is a big beer, clocking in at 11.9%. It's an imperial stout. It's brewed with honey as well, which I suppose would dry it up a little bit, give some complexity. And I remember the last one being absolutely stonking. So I'll pour this one out and we'll see what we have in the glass at least. Surprise, surprise. I give it a good vigorous pour as well, but I know it's probably going to be a little bit flat, this one. There is some carbonation to it, I promise you, and when we first poured it, it was a little bit ahead, but it dissipates very quickly. But just look at the depth of colour in there. I mean, that sucks the life away from you, it's so dark. And there was initially just this really deep, dark coloured head. You can just about see the lacing around the outside of it there. Isn't much lighter than the colour of the beer. There's some serious amounts of roasting dark malts in here, that's for sure. It's a beauty. There is a little bit of alcohol legs on it as well. You can just see on the sides of the glass. You can pick up about it yourself at least. But let's get in there and give it a smell on the nose. Sweet, alcoholic, honey, vanilla, bourbon, oak. This is everything that you want from a bourbon barrel aged beer, at least. There's some intense barrel aged viscosity in it too. It's just got that intensity of smells of a really well barrel aged beer. There's a little bit of chocolate underneath it as well. If you push me to say there's some roast, kind of that imperial stout flavour coming through in it as well, but it's obviously it's going to be dominated by those barrel notes. It's got such an intense aroma, and it just makes you salivate even thinking about drinking it, to be honest. So cheers everyone, let's give it a try. It's just so thick and viscous, it just coats the tongue. It just coats the tongue and it stays there. You can't swallow this, it trickles down your throat. You can try and swallow it, but it goes down your throat when it fancies to. It is just so full of this rich, deep chocolate flavour. There's a hint of roast behind it. There's tons of sweetness, there's a little bit of alcoholic booze, and then there's just this aftertaste of just pure barrel. You know, if I just got my homebrew bourbon barrel in the other room, I chopped it into pieces and I sucked on a piece of that for a while, I'd pretty much have a similar flavours to what I'm getting with this. It's probably one of those beers that you find just suits being barrel aged, because the flavours in the base beer are so strong that they complement and actually deserve to be given this little bit of barrel aging. Some beers get whitewashed by them, and perhaps on the nose of this you might think it'll all just be kind of bourbon and barrel, but those initial stout flavours just remain in the beer. You get that chocolate, you get that roast, you get that kind of coffee, I suppose. You think of anything you can have in a stout, and what I would normally say to you on a camera, and you pretty much get it, and then you get barrel flavouring as well. I remember being impressed with a couple of years back in Boston and really loving it. I didn't give it adequate time on camera, so I'm really glad that I managed to pick up another bottle whilst in California and actually have a proper chinwag with you about it. But it's a well sought after beer. They're all over the country in America, and if you do see someone around in America, pick them up because they're interesting. And if you pick up more than one with a different wax top, you get to try a couple of different styles, well, a couple of different beers aged in different barrels and see the effect of those barrels on the same batch, just for interest's sake. But we're having a fantastic time having a 3 Floyds and then having an Eclipse as well, 50-50, because why not, you know? So yeah, please like, favourite, content, subscribe, and tell me what you think if you have tried one of these wonderful wonderful beers, and in particular if you've tried a different one to the one that I'm having right now, because I love to hear what effects the barrels have on the beer in particular. And until the next beer review, everyone, cheers.